Happy holidays, everyone, and welcome to my Christmas Colonial Lakehouse. I know I am a bit late with this upload as Christmas has already passed, but hey, it's better late than never. I was planning to have this built out on the 25th, but it just didn't work out, and so you're seeing it 2 days later. The house itself might look big, but it's only a 2 bedroom and a 2.5 bathroom home. I love how fancy yet cozy the build turned out to be. I think Christmas decor adds a lot to it in general. As soon as you entered the home, you were greeted with this big two-story foyer. I wanted to make something out of my comfort zone, so I made a bold choice with the flooring. After having the white walls and flooring picked out, I still felt like something was missing, so I added a bunch of these murals across the entire space. In the end, I was satisfied with the overall product, and I hope that you are too. Going down the hall, we have the laundry and powder rooms. Both have different and unique color schemes. As you can see, the laundry room is a mix of styles. While having a color scheme of a modern farmhouse space, it also has traditional elements, which I think tie the space together. Of course, just like any other laundry room of mine, it is functional. Across from the laundry room, we have the half bath, or as I like to call it, the powder room. I chose this blue color. I think it matches the vibe of the house, it stands out the perfect amount. A minor touch that I was extremely happy with were the flowers in the sink. Sometimes it's the minor details that complete the rooms. Moving on to the other side of the house, we have the dining room. Since it's Christmas, I set up the table for the Christmas dinner. I saw many designs where people would use pine tree twigs as table decor, so I tried to make something similar. And of course, a Christmas tree in the dining room is always a must. Overall, I was really happy with the entire room and I hope it reminds you of Christmas. Lastly, on the first floor, we have the main living space with the kitchen and office. This area is definitely my favorite in the house. Is it because of the Christmas tree? The Eames chair? I don't know. But I love both. The Eames chair took me forever, but I absolutely adore it. For those wondering, yes, it is clonable. And if you don't know what an Eames chair is, what are you doing? Go look it up now. I also remember being bored on a random Saturday evening and making a custom Christmas tree. I saw people using the potted vines for trees, but in my opinion, compact bushes just look better. The backyard is mainly just a slope going down to the lake. My favorite part about the whole area is definitely the tree trunks covered with lights. I love how they look. As you can also probably see, I tried my best to make the lake look sort of frozen. Personally, I like how it looks, and well, I hope you do too. The things I'd do to have a view like that. Anyways, moving on to the last room downstairs, we have the office. As always, I like my offices dark and moody, but I have to say that this one is definitely my favorite one yet. I held myself back from making another custom iMac, so instead, I added a rose gold MacBook. It doesn't really look like one, but let's pretend it is. And well, that's really it with the first floor. The second floor only has bedrooms and bathrooms. I never usually use marble staircases, but I thought it was time to switch things up and so I did. Hope you like the small change from the usual wooden ones. The first bedroom upstairs is the master. I tried to go for a lighter color scheme with this room by using white and light furniture, but also add some contrast by mixing different tones of wood and adding some pop of color. The one thing I really like about this room is the access to the balcony. I usually don't do balconies in my builds, so it was nice to have a change for once. I also love how you can wake up to the view of the frozen lake. It adds such a Christmassy vibe that I was aiming for with this build. When it comes to ensuites, this master only has an ensuite bathroom. To be quite honest, that bathroom is one of my favorite ones I've ever made. I use materials and colors I usually don't, so the experimenting really paid off. The layout is also something I was into, so in the end it just all came together. The shower window moment is definitely inspired by Kim K's bathroom. I have a love and a hate relationship with her house because it feels like a museum yet looks so nice. But we didn't gather here to talk about Kim K's house, did we? The other bathroom on this floor is a bit more simple, less expensive looking. I wanted to keep it more simple as it is not the master one. Although I do love how the green cabinetry ended up looking. I remember struggling to find the right shade of green, but I'm glad I picked this one. And lastly, we have the second bedroom, which does have a walk-in closet connected to it. Technically, both of the bedrooms could be considered master bedrooms as they're both similar sizes, so it's up to you to decide which is which. But the bedroom itself is a bit more traditional with the wooden molding. I tried to use more contemporary pieces to freshen up the space and I suppose it worked. I love how the room is a mix of contemporary and traditional. The walk-in closet isn't that big, but hey, at least there is one. But that is it for this house. Like I said, it's not as big as it looks from the outside. Unfortunately, a lot of footage was cut off or lost while building, so those who want to recreate this build will have to improvise. I may also mention that the build is diagonal, which was so painful to do. Keep watching for floor plans, credits, and speed build. Hope to see you all in the voiceover. As always, I'd like to give credits to people whose hacks I used in this speed build. A lot of the decals you saw in the build actually came from a great friend of mine, Nokitoni. They always have bomb decals and it's extremely hard to not use them. Noki's also the creator of the layer floor hack, so credits go to him. I'll link his socials down below in the description. I highly recommend you check him out. The floor decal trick was made by the talented Floatrblx, who I'm sure we all know. I also got chandelier inspo for my own from him. Just like Noki's, his socials will be linked in the description. One thing I always use in my builds are the custom pillows made by Float and Describe. Both are very talented and I highly recommend you check them out. In this build I used a lot of the floating hack, which was discovered by Yellow Carnation, so huge thank yous go to her. And I'd also like to thank GabbsOfficial for the roof trimming method found a long time ago. As old as that hack might be, it's still one of my favorites. When it comes to inspiration, I looked at my friend Thunzart's beautiful exteriors. His builds inspired me to make my own windows and exteriors more detailed. And I'd also like to thank this awesome builder named Aldrensia for giving me custom tree inspo. You have probably noticed the beautiful flower arrangements scattered around the entire house. I got the idea of them from this account on Instagram called flowerslefleur. They make super cute flower arrangements and I highly recommend you check them out. And lastly, I got really inspired by Moon Hater on Instagram to decorate the dining room table for Christmas. You can find some elements from their design and mine. Everyone mentioned will be linked in the description. I urge you to give everyone here a follow. All of these people deserve it. Right before the speed build starts, I wanted to show you guys how to fix an issue you might have with this house. Unfortunately, the floor decals shift every single time you rejoin and you have to replace them every time. It might sound annoying, but I found a way to make it easy and simple to do. As you can see me doing it right now, I have other decals copied and placed on a 90-degree angle somewhere where you can't see them. The ones in the house shift because they are on a 45-degree angle due to the house being diagonal. Floor decals don't shift when you keep them at a 90-degree angle, but if it's any other one, they will. It's very confusing, but that's just how Bloxburg works. For more about the hack, I'll link Float's video on it in the description. It took me around 3 minutes in-game to replace all the decals, and I really hope you found this helpful. Well, Merry late Christmas, everyone! It's been not that long since the last voiceover, I can tell you that. It hasn't been a while, which is a good thing, I suppose. But I guess I'm back with another video, and it's not just a regular video, it's a new build. I know how exciting. And it's a Christmas build. Christmas has already passed, and it is I am a tiny bit late. I don't want to say I'm very late because it's still the 27th. It's gonna come out on the 27th, so it's just a day late technically, okay? Don't come for me. It happens. I mean, it kind of is my fault that it's late. I planned it out a lot differently, so it just, but you know, my plans, we all know that my plans never go, right? There's always something that has to go south, so I'm just used to it at this point. And that's why I kind of stopped promising stuff, and I know I said that this build would be out on the 25th, well, that clearly didn't happen, and honestly, my apologies, but it's here now, and I don't think it's that late. Well, it is a bit late. But okay, at least it's here, you know? At least it's here. But yeah, this house, like, it's another Colonial, surprise, surprise. Out of all the styles, Lucas chose to build another Colonial, but actually, no. Like, I kind of didn't have a choice. This was like kind of like a neighborhood build with my friends. You guys know Joe, Adam, and Float. Joe sadly quit, so we just never really got to finishing our builds. Really, only I did, and Float, I think Float is still working on his. I don't want to say which one's his, but if you guys will recognize, then you'll know. But I think he's gonna make a video on his once he finishes it. But yeah, so it's kind of like a work in progress build, but I finished my part and I decided to post it, and I really don't know about other people. I don't know if this build will be finished. But I did have a very fun time building it, and it was just awesome. I remember being on call with everyone, just like we built Joburbia. Joe still has a video of us building Joburbia. So if you guys are interested in watching that, I'll link it down below. But it was basically just kind of similar, but I don't think anyone recorded us playing, so that's kind of the unfortunate part. But we had fun. We had a lot of fun. We did have a lot of fun. But I suppose it's just a bit sad that we're never gonna finish it, but hey, you guys still got to see this video. As you can see, I started building it while the grass was still green before the winter update. And to be fair, I didn't even plan this build to be a winter one. It really just happened spontaneously because, well, obviously Christmas was coming around. I was working on a Colonial, and I was like, okay, why not? But I completely forgot to explain what we were doing exactly. So basically, we kind of did like a similar thing with Joburbia. Again, we decided that we were gonna do like a Lakehouse community, and we just wrote up a bunch of different house styles, and then we spun a wheel, and you know, everyone got different styles, and so mine was Colonial. And yeah, it was, I don't know, I guess it turned out pretty interesting. I don't know that many Colonial lake houses, but like, you could always just build a single Colonial and then like, you know, add a deck, and that's like, you know, near the lake, and that's a lake house, technically. So I guess it may not be like the kind of lake house that you were probably expecting, but it's a Colonial house, and it's Christmas, and like, the only like houses that I have like really strong associations with, like the only house styles that have really strong associations with Christmas for me, are definitely Colonials and just like cabins, I suppose. And then another issue with this build is a lot of my footage was actually just lost, or while I was building, I ran out of storage a few times, and like I just lost some footage. And for example, here you can see me, like the windows, I sadly didn't get to put that in. So I feel like most of you guys, or at least those who will be recreating, will have to improvise on that part, which I'm so sorry about. And I'll make sure that next time it doesn't happen, but I just didn't want to waste the build, and I still wanted to post it, so yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of like a good thing, because then you guys will have to, you know, let your imagination work a bit, so you can, you know, customize the house and make it your own. And yeah, the only like illusion with this house is that it looks so big, but it's actually so small. Well, it's not that small. It has like a laundry room and everything, but it only has 2 bedrooms, which is kind of a small house, I have to say. Technically, you'd only be able to fit like 4 people in this house, which is okay, but it looks much bigger, you know, it looks like it could fit more people. But what I'm trying to say is basically that if I had the option to make the house bigger, I would take it, but you know, I had like limited space and stuff, since this is like a neighborhood build. I had like my plot to build in, and I was not supposed to go out of the boundaries, which I did anyways. And that was still kind of like Smallish. I don't want to say it's that small because it's really not that small. Like the main room is very huge, but it's just the bedrooms. I guess I didn't end up having enough space to fit another one because I feel like maybe having that last one would probably just make the house like perfect. But I really like this house either way. Like it's probably one of my favorite colonial. It's probably my favorite colonial I've ever done, to be fair. And I really like how the exterior turned out, and also the interior. For the interior, I was trying to go for like this more like a vintage slash modern vibe. Maybe not modern, more like contemporary. And yeah, I was talking to some of my friends, and they said that it kind of does look like it. So I'm glad that they think so, and I hope that you guys think so as well. And here I'm just kind of trying to add these tiny windows, which ended up going to the very corners. And I decided to cover up both of the sides because they kind of turned out to be ugly, and it's probably like the best tip when it comes to building. So like if you don't like something that you make, like a side, like if your sides don't look good, just add any trees, and that literally fixes the entire issue. I've always used this, and from what I know, Float does the same. So, all the builders do the same, so don't feel guilty about doing it. Just do it. It literally fixes the entire situation. It makes all your problems go away. It literally does. It's funny, but it does. And right now I'm making the custom dormers, which were kind of painful to make. I remember struggling a bit because they were just a bit annoying, and they weren't really working out. But then eventually I figured them out, and yeah, I kind of like how they turned out. The one thing that I was not happy about, and still am not, but like that I didn't, basically I'm not 100% happy with the roof. Not the roof itself, but the snow on the roof. I don't think you guys are gonna see it in this part. Maybe in the upcoming ones. But I could cover the entire roof with snow, but Flo and I decided that we don't want to do that, and that we're just gonna make it kind of like half covered in snow, if that makes any sense. And yeah, it was basically just using beams and dirt piles was like the only way to make it look somewhat half covered. And I feel like if I used not basic shapes for the roof, I wouldn't have so many issues, but it's just because I used basic shapes. It was very hard to make it work. But here we are. And instead of coffee next to me, I have a glass of water, believe it or not. Because I think I already had 5 cups of coffee in the past 24 hours. And let me tell you why. Actually, let me tell you why. Because, well, I may or may not have spent the entire night and the entire afternoon just working on this build and trying to finish it and get it out. Yeah, because that kind of happened. And, well, I did have fun, but there were also moments when I wanted to bulldoze this build because I was so sick of it. But here we are. Nothing got deleted. I got through it. I actually just pulled an all-nighter, which sometimes they're fun, but I don't recommend doing them because, first of all, they're not healthy, and second of all, the day after is not, the best. It's not a good decision, like, why pull an all-nighter when you can just sleep? So I didn't have that luxury yesterday, and so I just stayed up, and I actually had a fun time. At a coffee shop, I decided to just get ready at 8 a.m. and go to a coffee shop. And yeah, I was just preparing to record this video. And I responded to some of you guys on Twitter, YouTube, all of the social media applications. That sounds so professional. And yeah, and all of you guys were so sweet. I saw how excited you were for this build. Especially on Twitter. I posted the Christmas tree in the living room, and you guys loved it, and it just made me so happy. And honestly, it makes me happy every single time when I see you guys like a build of mine. And I saw that you guys really liked this build on the community tab, which just made me so happy again. And it's partially why I kept going, and I'm posting this because a lot of you really showed interest in this build, and when you guys do that, it definitely keeps me motivated to finish and to get builds out. And I'm in this Discord server, and there were a couple people saying, um, that they watch every single voiceover of mine, and they watch it in like a queue, like they watch it in the order that the videos are released, which is just the sweetest thing ever. And if you're watching this, honestly, you are a real one, and I really appreciate it. And if you do this, you are a real one, and I appreciate you so much. And it's just crazy that some of you guys find me that interesting, because to be fair, honestly, I wouldn't watch myself talk with like to myself for an hour. But I mean, if you guys find that interesting, then it just makes me happy. It literally makes me happy. And yeah, the amount of footage that got lost is insane. Like, I'm just looking at the speedbuild right now, and the entire back is just, it's gone. It's non-existent. It's gone. So I don't think the speedbuild. I really want to hope that the speedbuild is like, you know, like that you could follow it, but I don't want to say anything because I don't know. I guess you can still improvise, and the floor plan is like still there, so I guess that's all that matters. But it just sucks a tiny bit. And another important fact that I have to mention is the fact that this build was built diagonally. I really did not like doing it most of the time, just because of how tricky it was at times. It was just not fun, you know? Like, it really was not fun. Like, especially figuring out the roof, because it just did not line up properly and stuff. I did not like it, but it's okay, you know? It's done now. It's figured out, and that's all that matters. It's done, and I'm just excited to move on to other builds. And yeah, I've been working on this build for around a month, I'd say. I just kind of randomly started it with friends. We never really planned them out, so it just happened, I guess. And I'm glad that it did happen. I really am glad that it did happen, but I also just want to get back to my bigger builds. I have quite a few. For example, I don't want to say too much, but the Dream Home series, that's gonna get a couple projects added to it. So far, I have 3, and one is near its completion, I really want to say. I feel like I was taking a break from it with this build, and now that it's done, I really don't have anything that will hold me back from working on it again. So it's probably going to be finished very soon. I was actually thinking about posting it on the New Year's, but I was supposed to post this on Christmas, and well, look at how that turned out. I am, what, 2 days late? No, a day late, technically. Just a day late. But no, I was planning to post on the 25th, so I'm technically, what, 2 days late. Could be worse, but it could be better. And honestly, I'm so sorry about that, because I know that I even mentioned it in a couple of voiceovers that, like, oh yeah, this film will be out, and it just never came out. But hey, you're watching it now, even though it's a bit later than usual. I usually like to post at 3 p.m. EST time. Like, it doesn't matter the day, it's always at that time. And well, right now it's well past that time. Well, when I'm recording this voiceover and when the video will be out, but you know, it's the fact that the video is out. That's all that matters. Yeah, and I think that in the rest of this build here, I'm just gonna spend it landscaping and stuff. So yeah, but this build is, it's like I said, it looks big, but it's really not that big. It's kind of small. And yeah, I was building it on the edge, and I had a really like stressful time figuring out how I'm gonna fill up fill up the edges with trees, because obviously we know about the boundaries and stuff, and how you cannot place any objects outside of plot boundaries. But my friend Adam and I, well, Adam found a way around it, and we just kind of used that trick to cheat the system a bit. But shh, don't tell anyone I said this. But yeah, it was my friend Adam who actually came up with the whole idea, and it was very smart of him. I don't even know how he figured it out, but he just did it, and I was like, wait, that is actually so smart. And to be fair, it's very useful at times, but it's just very expensive, because when you resize trees, you lose like 5,000, I think. But on the other hand, you know, you have trees going outside plot boundaries, which is nice. That's very nice. And yeah, I also tried making these custom trees. They were inspired and still are inspired. While I built this, I was inspired by this builder on Instagram and Twitter, Aldrensia. They make so many nice custom trees, and I don't understand how they do it, but they're just such a good builder. And I'm always just looking at their stuff, and I'm like, how do you do this? And he makes so many cute houses like that. Like, they look so simple, but they're not. They're actually really detailed. And so if you guys have free time and are looking for builds, just please look at Aldrensia's. Honestly, he deserves it. And for his talent, he is so small, and he definitely deserves the recognition. So, you know, go show him some love, some support. It's just, yeah, the trees are like a minor thing compared to some of his builds. He literally recreated like the Titanic Museum in Bloxburg, and he had entire openings and stuff. That was so cool. I actually went to one. I enjoyed it. Like the museum itself, it was amazing. And yeah, just Aldi is an amazing builder, so honestly, go show him some love. He definitely deserves it. But I should probably get to the question that you've probably been asked 1,000 times already, you know, throughout the next few days. How was your Christmas, guys? Did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys have a great time with your family? Personally, I loved my Christmas. It was amazing. I got to spend time with my family, and I started bonding with some of my family members, which, to be fair, I didn't expect to happen so soon, but it did. It was very nice. And everyone enjoyed my gifts, and honestly, I realized that I like look forward to Christmas nowadays is not to receive any presents, but just to see the reactions on people when they see what I get them. You know, I just love giving away to people, especially my family. And yeah, it was amazing seeing everyone's reactions, and overall I had a very good time, and I hope that you did too. Like, I should be kind of in the festive mood, but you know, Christmas is kind of already over. But I do have an excuse. For example, my family, we take down the decorations on after the 10th of January, so technically the decorations are still going to be up for 2 more weeks, so it's still Christmas for me for 2 weeks. I mean, I really wish I put this video out a lot earlier, and it's kind of a shame that that didn't happen, but I guess next time I'll just try a bit harder. And well, getting back to the Christmas topic, I want to ask you guys a question, and maybe, you know, have you guys share a few things. So if you want to, feel free to comment what you got for Christmas. I'm actually kind of interested to see what you guys got for Christmas. Maybe it's something very exciting, like a trip. For example, I love trips, and it's literally like my favorite thing in the world. I love going around the world. I love exploring new places that I've never been to in my life. And so I always get really happy when I get like a trip, especially when it has like, you know, a meaning to me. So yeah, that's something I got this Christmas, which I was just extremely grateful for. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the trip very much, and I'm sure I'll have a few experiences to share with you guys when I do leave for it and stuff. But yeah, if you guys got anything exciting as well, feel free to share. I am personally interested, and yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys got. You know what I feel kind of sad about this year is that I didn't have enough time to get in the Christmas spirit necessarily. Like, I barely listened to Christmas music. I did a few times actually, and I think the first time that I did listen to Christmas music, like, you know, full on, it was while I was working on this build. So that was pretty cool, and I just remember being so excited and stuff, just like decorating the house for Christmas and listening to Christmas music. It felt like I was just decorating my own house in real life, and I loved it. I enjoyed that. But when it comes to like Christmas movies, I really only got to watch 2 or 3, which, you know, I usually watch around 10 or so, and so there's a drastic difference that I'd like to change. So you know what I'm gonna do tonight? I actually know exactly what I'm gonna do tonight. After the premiere of this video, I'll just relax and I'll watch a Christmas movie because I feel like I need to relax a bit. Like, I've been working on this build for the past 2 days nonstop, and as much as I like how it turned out, I'm also very sick of it, and I do not want to see it ever again. That's a secret with builds. Like, personally, when I finish a build that's like really big and detailed, I do not want to look at it ever again because by the time it's done, I'm sick of it, and I just no, I don't even want to see. I don't want to see a side of it. I just don't. Like, you know, like, I don't know if it's like that with everyone, but for me, it's like, no. Like, if I spend hours working on a build instead of just, like, looking at it, just being happy that it's finally finished, I just don't want to look at it anymore. I'm gonna start something else. So, yeah, but I really don't need to start anything else right now, as I have plenty of builds that I need to finish, which I've already started on. So, yeah, but I'm telling you guys, I feel like most of you will probably be excited about the upcoming builds. I am personally really excited about them. So I guess I'm just kind of hoping that you guys will be as well. Again, I don't want to tease anything as I like to keep my builds a tiny bit secretive. I do like post sneak peeks or reveal them. But I guess it's right before the release or maybe 2 weeks before the release. So for example, with this build, that's what happened. I teased it, 2 weeks ago at this point, and yeah, you guys seem to love the teaser, which made me happy, and I am just looking forward to seeing what you guys think about the whole finished build. And yeah, I don't think I even had a Christmas build last year, so this is kind of not a new thing to me, but you know, it's weird that I'm finally doing a Christmas build because I never got to do one last year. And I think last year we was kind of just busy with the Hamptons mansion, and it was like a big build, and I didn't have like a side one that I could post. And this year I do, and the side one is technically this Colonial, which isn't that small, but it kind of is a small build. You see, like, I'm still kind of confused about it, because I feel like it's a small build, but it really, well, it feels like a small build, but then it's not. I don't know. I say it's a small build, but is it really? Is it really? I don't know. Honestly, I don't feel like I'm making any sense at all, but let's be fair. Did I ever make sense? Probably no. You know what I also realized not that long ago? Why am I saying not that long ago? It was literally like today. While I was procrastinating to record the voiceover for the tour, I just kind of got this, well, not this idea, it was just like a realization that my channel is just basically like a diary kind of a thing. You know, because I talk about my life a lot here, and you guys just get to listen to me. And it's so weird to me, because I never thought it would, but I actually do enjoy doing this from time to time. Well, what do you mean from time to time? Like, really often. Yeah, I really appreciate all of you listening and stuff, and it really makes me happy that, you know, some of you are actually interested in, you know, my personal life and what I do and stuff. So it really does make me happy, and it just makes me want to keep going. Which, like I said, like, hearing that person say that they watch my video, that they watch and listen to every single one of my voiceovers, for someone who makes, like, videos, it just means so much. And honestly, because, I don't know, it's so, like, surreal. And personally, I never expected to be where I am today. I feel like a lot of content creators probably say that, but I never did. Because I remember watching YouTube since I was really little, and I just never saw myself posting here as a creator. But, you know, life can go many ways, and it's just weird that I got here. It really does. It's really weird. It's so weird. But it's also really awesome. It is awesome. It's great. But enough of enough of that. I just had another random idea. The fact that New Year's Eve is on Friday is so weird to me. I don't know why. It's on Friday. It's this soon. What? Like, it doesn't feel like it should be on Friday. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but like I'm not ready to celebrate on Friday. I am, but I'm not. Like, I'm not expecting it to be this soon. So it's just weird that it is. Like, maybe I was expecting, I don't know, next Monday, not Friday. I don't know. So weird. It's so weird that, like, Christmas Eve was obviously on Friday, and then New Year's is on Friday. But that's probably the case every year, isn't it? Wow. I love when I have these dumb realizations. I love it. They just make me feel so dumb. But it's okay, life goes on, show must go on. Love that song, by the way. I really do. I've been recently obsessed with slow music. And there's this singer, I think Sade is her name. She's the one who wrote like songs, Smooth Operator, um, Kiss of Life, I think that's what the song's called. And they're such pretty songs. I've been like listening to those songs nonstop on repeat, and honestly, I have no regrets. Like I was building this house the past few days, and I was just listening to those two songs, and they matched the vibe of the house so much. I don't know. It was just I don't instead of Christmas music, I just listened to those two songs, and they matched the vibe of the house perfectly. And I just had so much fun building because I don't know. Like it really makes you motivated to work on the build when you find music that you can like associate with the build, because I don't know. I feel like each house style, it gives off different vibes, and like you can kind of find music according to those vibes, and you can like make your own associations and stuff. And it really makes me motivated sometimes, like to listen to certain songs and then build, that style. Like if I'm building something extra classy, I'll just put on some Mozart and I'll be living life, honestly. I think that's exactly what Fruit does. He's a very talented builder. He just recently recreated the Palace of Versailles in France. Literally an amazing build. I was mind blown when I saw it first. Like, how can you? It's on 5 plots too. The dedication. But I've heard him say that he also listens to music while building, and yeah, each song is like associated to different. Not like each song, but like each music style is like he associates different music styles to different builds, and that's very cool, because it's like it kind of keeps you going and stuff. And so, I don't know. I hope that you guys like are getting what I'm trying to say. And yeah, this voiceover has kind of gone by quickly. In the next part, you'll obviously see me start the interior. That will be kind of interesting. The interior is pretty big in this house. No, it's not big, but there's lots of things that I'll do in it. For example, the Eames chair. I love that chair so much. Like, after making that, it really made me motivated to make more designer chairs in general. So in the near future, you're definitely going to see more of those. It's just so fun doing designer furniture. Like, I don't know about you, but I love it. I love designer furniture in general. You see, like, I'm not that, like, obsessed with designer clothes. I'm obsessed with designer furniture. That's what I'm obsessed with, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm proud of it. Like, I just love designer furniture, and I remember, like, I think I bought The Sims because just I wanted to use some designer furniture, and well, now I can kind of recreate it in Bloxburg, but I still do play Sims from time to time. And I think there's still a video that needs to be posted on Sims. I think it's the interior of the manor build that I posted all the way in September. So let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing that. Those who are like interested in Sims content in general. So let me know what you think and if you would like to see that. Because honestly, I don't think I would mind to like, film a voiceover, because I think I have the footage on my computer. So all I need to do is just really record the voiceover. And I don't think I'd mind to record a voiceover for that build. So just let me know if you would be interested in a video like that. And I guess I'll sign off here. It's officially been 40 minutes. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this build and that you like it as much as I do. I hope it gives you Christmas vibes. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next video. Which, at this point, I'm not sure what kind of video it will be. It might be a new build. It might be part 2 of this build. And it might be the Sims build. So, yeah. But, again, the 2 questions that I kind of have for you guys. So, first of all is, what did you get for Christmas, if you want to share? And the second one being, would you be interested in seeing another Sims 4 speed build? Or not just, like, a new one, but, like, the interior of the manor. Because I don't think I posted it, and I kind of like I kind of like that interior, to be fair. I remember it a bit and I like it. So yeah, these are all the questions for you guys. And if you have any for me, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll make sure to try to answer as many as I can. And yeah, I guess I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.